Let's cross live now to geopolitical analyst Ahmed Al-Ibrahim. Thanks so much, Ahmed, for joining us here. Now, this is a strange story popped up in the news feed. This US senator who previously issued scathing criticism of Saudi Arabia is now praising them for buying US-made Boeing aircraft. Why such a change? I mean, is it just money?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, first of all. And this is how America works. This is no strange. I don't understand why people are really baffled by what the senator said, because America only operates with you if you have a high stake of interest financial with them. So the more you do business with them, the more positive feedback you're going to do or say. So some of these states are the United States. You will never hear them talk about Saudi Arabia because the trade balance with these congressmen in the United States is so high. So definitely they cannot say, or they wouldn't say anything against Saudi Arabia, so they won't interrupt the trade balance sheet of the state with Saudi Arabia, and they keep the employment of that particular state going, keep the people of that state happy so they can get elected. So definitely the drive is not actually the Americana or how America is proceeding or what the founding father wanted for America. It's basically to maintain their seat at the Congress.
Ahmed, I mean, you made some good points there. I mean, we've heard how Washington's criticized Riyadh, especially over the killing of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi, but we've also seen Biden sort of visiting Saudi Arabia and asking them to boost oil production so the cost of oil is cheaper. But how is it this hypocrisy, this backwards and forwards, this up and down? How is relations between the US and Saudi sort of panning out, let's say, in the immediate future?
Well, first of all, this is exactly how the U.S. has been operating for the past many decades. Is they're policing the whole world and they dictate some of the policies around the world for the benefit and the interest of the United States, or it comes first rather than the interest of the rest of the world. So, for example, because of the inflation, they've raised the interest rates so much that actually affect many economies around the world. Have the United States actually discussed this with the rest of the world? No, they are looking for the interests of their own people and the country by inflating these interest rates. So when OPEC Plus or the OPEC nations decide to cut production oil, the U.S. gets mad because there is no game of the United States. So this is actually has becoming vocal and more appearance for the people. We've seen it for so many decades. If you want the United States, work with the lobbyists in Washington, D.C., try to get them on board, get the trade balance up. They're going to be happy. And this is what translated with Lindsey Graham by coming over here. And he was really happy for the big order of the Boeing jets that's going to employ probably direct and indirect 1 million American citizens. And this is also what plays with Biden when he started the election and he said he's going to make Saudi Arabia a pariah. Then in a couple, years, he started coming over here and he started coming with a fist bump. So definitely, this is how America operates, unfortunately. And this is why the foreign policy of the United States, does not reflect what the real American people inside of America. But the United States will maintain as an ally because we've been with them for the past 8 decades. And the relationship is going to keep going forward. However, it's not like what it used to be before. There is no dictation. There is no, actually, I want this for nothing. There is some roundtable meetings that they just sit and discuss, and they start see what the benefit for the United States and what the benefit for the Saudi people. And the United States has to change its strategy, and especially their foreign strategy, and start looking at the world as a part to play with rather than a part to dictate on.
That's interesting you said that, Ahmed. Actually, I'm going to just pull you up on that. You talked about that fist bump that Biden sort of offered the Saudi crown prince there. I mean, and on the same tour, he was with Israel's prime minister and shaking his hand. Do you think Saudi Arabia sees America as perhaps just a service provider? Look, we needed some jets. Here's an order. We're the customer, and perhaps is Saudi Arabia perhaps looking to make partnerships with more, mutually respectful countries?
I definitely agree. America provide one of the best solutions around the world. Like, for example, for weapons, they have the best weapons and couple sectors that Saudi Arabia actually probably need. America does provide that, and they take a hefty, a hefty price for it, which is we don't mind because the technology is good. So unfortunately, this is how America is positioning themselves as basically a trade partner. That's it. But there's no long strategic plan on how they can actually gain not only the leaders of certain countries, the people also. We know that there is the Fifth Fleet ship over here. We have a couple assets of the U.S. Military around the peninsula. There is U.S. assets on the Mediterranean. You can see the presence of the military around the Middle East, and this is kind of give some sort of security for the region for any conflicts might happen. But the problem is the White House and the State Department is really working against or giving the wrong image of what actually the intelligence community or the Pentagon of the United States is looking to establish with this with the GCC countries. So, for example, Saudi Arabia has always had a great relationship with the DoD, Department of Defense. They are ongoing trainings all the time. They are sharing intelligence. However, this is far away off what the policy of the White House and the State Department, because it's been very politicized. And as we all know, the United States, the Congress is very divided. The Republican Party is divided. The Democrats are divided. And we are seeing a lot of level of corruption when you talk about Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, all those people that are trying to, embrace the American system that has been founded for a long time, and they are taking advantage, and there's no accountability. Where we see, for example, Donald Trump has been pulled in a court in New York and made a circus of a U.S. president and cost American taxpayers a lot of money, and nobody is saying anything. So I don't understand why the American people are not taking matters and actually trying to elect the right congressman and put the right bright future for the American people and the American future. We are seeing America, unfortunately, going away and shifting away in so many ways that actually leaving vacuums in many countries around the world.
Yeah, indeed, Ahmed. Very well said indeed. There doesn't seem to be any stability on that side of the pond. Ahmed Al Ibrahim, geopolitical analyst, sir, good talking to you. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.